Pharisee guy. Like that's so what kind of stood out to you? What'd you think about this episode?
The clutching of the pearls by the Pharisees when he basically called him, that he forgave sins.
Okay, yeah. Well, and so to be completely honest, I don't know. I feel like they could have done that scene a little better. They could have edited it that way because of time. They may not have wanted to go another 10 minutes into it. And that's because Mark chapter 2 is one of my favorite things. And so it's a story I hold up here, and anyone else trying to teach about it or tell a story about it it's just going to be wrong. That's just the way.
They should have used real pearls around the Pharisees grabbing it.
And so that's good. Yeah. So what else? What else did you like about this one? What's going on?
The kids up on the roof.
The kids up on the roof. Yeah. Yeah. The kids came back. And they're on the roof. Yeah.
Like they're almost like eating popcorn, watching it unfold.
Yeah. The Shemuel is complaining about John calling them all a brood of vipers. That's like he's complaining about that. And
the other guy kind of was arguing with John. What's the main? Nicodemus was arguing with John the Baptist. Then he went back and told his people, he's just running his mouth. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of downplayed it. Like, he got back. He came to his senses and was like, he doesn't really belong in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he didn't belong. I thought he didn't belong there, but I think he didn't want to make an issue out of it. I think he's trying to figure out. I think he's struggling with this stuff. I think that's where
he needed more time.
I wonder where they picked that storyline up, because I don't know if I recall that actually in the Bible, that Nicodemus visited John in prison.
Yeah, it's in John. Actually, John.
Oh.
Is it John 3?
I mean, to be fair, it's more like he's in a basket.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You just kick that door down.
Where Nicodemus went to visit John in the prison. I don't recall it actually been in any of the Gospels.
It does. So Nicodemus' storyline is only in the Gospel of John.
Right.
And
I believe a few weeks ago you found that where he talks to John the Baptist.
Yeah. Well, and that whole episode was kind of very, very John.
I think that was when he was talking to his brother about Messiah coming. We're getting our timeline.
We are. I'm getting all scrambled.
I think it was John. I can't remember. John 1:14.
Hello.
I eat half of my Crips paint when I was a kid.
Last episode of these episodes, they're getting ready to go on a pilgrimage, and Nicodemus shows up and hides, but he leaves a cache for them to use.
That hasn't happened yet. Okay.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're getting ahead of yourself. All right. So, okay. So I'm looking for if anyone else joins us online. Well, So Nicodemus visits John, which is really used as a thing to move the plot forward, to get John to say a lot of the things he says in the Gospel of John, like the JTB, put all the cool people out, JTB, and so sorry, I don't encourage this kind of behavior. That's normal what we got going on. So,
But you're right. He doesn't, just like him visiting Nicodemus visiting John, it's purely a plot. They put in, they had to bring in all those things that they wanted to talk about, the seven wilderness, what his purpose was, and the things he exacted.
Yeah. And so they're complaining about all these things. Also, stuff that's not in the Bible, and I think it's kind of an interesting way of doing it, is all of Matthew's nervous tics that he has, where all of these things. What do you think of that? they really become evident in episode 6.
And when he's trying to climb the ladder, he's got to wipe it down.
Yeah, but then I noticed he denied the grapes, and then he ate one of the grapes later on.
Yeah.
After Jesus performed the miracle, he was like, shit, so bad. Yeah, he wasn't even thinking.
Yeah, like that.
So, man, he just started eating the
Because
grapes.
you could tell he looked at the grape and then he was like, no, like that's bad. Yeah, like that's. Yeah.
He just held it.
Yeah, he just.
Just security.
Yeah. And so like that, he's got that obsessive compulsive or, like other things going on there too. And so, yeah, why do you think he didn't eat the grapes that the kids were offering him? And then all of a sudden he was eating them. Like what?
He had an epiphany.
He had an epiphany?
Yeah.
Like what do you mean?
Because he overanalyzes everything.
Okay.
They continue to point that out. What's his name? The Grand Poobah, whatever the Roman guy is. Whatever his name is. Guy, yes. Quintus. And so that comes through loud and strong that he's not, it's almost as if he mirrors Nicodemus. They both are just trying to get to the truth in their mind, and they're both very intelligent men, obviously.
Yeah. So I actually like this. I can't play all my clips today, but I like how some of it's presented here.
Father and Matthew, just so wonderfully odd, keenly intelligent, but it's your reactions to the world I love. Like right now. How you are not a stain on a car wheel is a mystery we'll have many moons to unravel.
I saw no room for deception at the seashore communist
Because you have no Bible. Give me your first reaction to this scenario. You can shortly be visited by a childhood rival whose father gave him everything while yours gave you nothing, and you've risen to a higher rank. You want to make it clear you won. That it's your meeting, even if he arrived unannounced.
I would show them my plans for infrastructure. Conquest is not simply conquering nations, but imposing a way of life.
That put it back, didn't it?
So simple. Reductionist.
He described his problem, right?
Yeah. I mean, Herod is coming in, and he's like, "What do I need to do to show to show this guy that I'm better than him?"
My rival.
Yeah, my rival, and he says, "Conquest isn't about conquering nations, but imposing one life." And so that's I like that, and the reason why I showed that, that's not in the Bible at all, but where it's really kind of fascinating how they're setting up Matthew as this character that they really think is interesting. I also thought the slaughter of the innocents was fascinating. That whole conversation, and that because that's the story, and it's in the Gospel of Matthew, where King Herod is angry there may be another king that is born, so he kills all the boys that are 2 years and younger. And the reason why I want to show you this, they present Jesus in a certain way, and we'll talk about that at the end of this.
He was a speaking Egyptian. I lived there when I was away.
How are you there?
We got to Bethlehem when I was 2 years old because of that. You prepare me? You mean the massacre of the innocents? I did. I know the story.
And adopted every child in the area under the age of 2 kids.
Yes. It was very sad. Just what is to prepare everything, huh? Come on.
All right. So what do you think about how they were presenting Jesus there and how he was talking about that story? That's what I thought was interesting about this. Like, how does Jesus come across in that clip?
To me, he just comes across a normal person. He said, well, I was in Bethlehem and there was one of everybody, so I had to leave. But everybody that was there who had a child would have wanted left. So it came across to me as, I'm not something special, I just was just.
Well,
Okay.
one thing about it though is nobody raised the question is, how did he know that Herod was going to do that? Nobody else knew.
Well, they were, in the scriptures, they were warned in the dream.
I know Jesus and his family were warned.
Yeah.
But that didn't come out in the story.
No.
So none of his disciples asked, how did you know that you needed to depart ahead of Herod coming in to kill everybody?
Yeah.
Missed the opportunity to show that it was received through the revelation of Eve.
Yeah, in the dream, right? Because it's a dream in Matthew, isn't it? Yeah, it's in the dream.
Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph received a dream.
Now,
Okay,
do you guys have a commemoration in your lectionary for the massacre of innocents?
Yeah. Yeah. It's usually one of our things. If it's not our normal sermon series going through, because we do series here, we don't do the lectionary. But it'll either be, do what? Some.
Wild West.
Yeah, we are.
These are roads.
We can have a conversation about. I'm not a big fan of. Like that's.
We won't.
We do. We want. Like I'll have to show you what we do. I'll show you. Yeah. So what our habit is here, we either will do. A lot of times we connect Slaughter of the Innocents to Epiphany, and so that's usually what happens. But sometimes it comes up. Here, hold on. I'm being told to tell the Catholic to pipe out. Yeah, like he's in the other room.
Oh, Tony. That is funny.
So that's great. That's great. That's kind of how we do it. We usually like it's Slaughter of the Innocents. I personally like the story because I'm obsessed with Exodus, and it connects the gospel, and I think that's why I like that clip so much. Is it's connecting Jesus' story, and he's almost got like this heritage in the Exodus in Egypt and all that. And I think that was
That part was good. I like the fact that he connected it. I just don't think the way the rest of the people there saw it, he didn't make that connection.
Yeah.
Well, because that's your good point, because it comes around later that the prophets say out of Egypt comes their Savior.
So
They weren't thinking that deep. They were thinking just surface level. Like, oh, he said my parents.
Yeah, because they were all contemporaries of one another. It wasn't like they were old enough to remember.
It's just like when you're a news story, like, oh, I saw that on the news before, but.
And what I thought was really interesting about it is Jesus' attitude through it. Yeah, it was terrible. And he kind of kept going. It didn't come into this story of woe is me, I had to flee to Egypt.
And it didn't.
And I thought that was an interesting move they did.
And he didn't seem to be overly sympathetic about it.
Yeah.
He said it was tragic, but he didn't really.
He recognized the tragedy.
Right.
He recognized the tragedy.
Just like we would normally in normal conversation recognize the tragedy, but we wouldn't show immense compassion about it.
Yeah, it was, and it didn't be. And this is a move that they are making intentionally all through this, is that it's Jesus keeps deflecting from himself while also kind of fully claiming the God. They're doing this really, and I thought this was a good example. They're doing this really interesting move of where he's like, oh, it's okay, you know. I'm moving fast through this now, but the end of the Nicodemus night, where Nicodemus wants to get on his knees in front of him, he's like, don't do it. Like, you don't have to do it. Like that's, like it's a bunch of moves like that, you know, where he's fully accepting people kind of saying that he's the Messiah in this show, but he's also deflecting from all this pious,
The self-glory or.
the self-glory. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, but it's funny because in the script, at one point he's downplaying a little bit, and then the next thing you see him do is heal the leopard.
Yeah,
Right afterwards, it was, it was.
yeah, yeah.
And then that's when his disciples knew who they were dealing with.
Yeah. Well, and that's, and so you say that they knew they're dealing with. They all. This is where this show is kind of fascinating because, like, it's like they know, the disciples know, like in the scriptures, like the disciples know, but they also are kind of like.
And I feel like the disciples' family members know.
Yeah.
They totally buy in. Just like when Simon said, "I'm going to leave," his wife said, "Yes, you must go."
Yeah.
And the other, his families, the lady there.
That Simon. Yeah. That's Simon.
One thing I am confused about in scripture is, didn't God at one time say that, told the Israelis not to have any contact with Egypt after they exited them? And then now he turns around and sends his son to Egypt? I was confused by that.
So the whole non-Egypt thing, because this is part of my jam here. Like this is my thing. It's be like Egypt. It's basically be an all-powerful empire. So it's like when they were wandering on the wilderness, like we were so much better when we had all that wealth.
Right.
When we had the pots of meat, when we had all these things. And then their desires for like a king later on, and what we see with Solomon is that they're really just desiring to be Egypt. They're wanting this, and it's not so much Egypt, it's Egypt and Babylon are kind of viewed the same thing. It's like they want to become Babylon. They want to become this all-powerful thing. And that's something that I think is still a struggle for us. That we, like, you could see that's how they're setting up Simon, right? Where he wants to be this all-powerful force. So it's like, we're going to overthrow the Romans. I think he said it by episode 7 like 2 or 3 times now. Like, when, he hasn't said this, but he's like, when are the Roman heads going to start off? Let's make this happen, And I enjoy that sentiment because it shows that sentiment would have been there. The other thing with this that I really like is they keep harking back to the Maccabees. Mm-hmm. So when they do that, and the reason why I love that is because the general Christian church,
Quintus and Nicodemus.
Yeah.
When he came to that house, he asked them, "Is this going to be a problem?" And he's like,
"Yeah." It's like, peaceful. Yeah, it's peaceful.
Like,
well, the Maccabees. Yeah. Maccabees started peaceful. Yeah, like that's and for some of you who are like, what's the Maccabees? That's the Maccabean revolt. Yeah, it's where Hanukkah comes from. And Alexander the Great occupied Jerusalem, and Judas Maccabeus, the Maccabees, overthrew him. And so that was 100 years before Jesus.
And we have was in everybody's mind and lips.
Yeah. So that would have been, very, very recent history.
I like how they threw in when was it Matthew that said his name or Jesus of Nazareth, and Quintus is like, I don't even know what Nazareth is. Like,
yeah. And they keep throwing shade at Nazareth. Yeah. It's great. Where's that? Where's Yeehaw Junction? Everyone knows where Yeehaw Junction is. I was talking to someone the other day. They didn't know where Yeehaw Junction is. Well, Nick never leaves the treasure. And so, he's
not on the water.
Yeah.
Last time he was further south, he was probably about 20 years old.
So that's. But yeah, Yeehaw Junction's a good example there. So he heals that leper, and I have that clip. I have so many clips. And do what?
You showed the clip of him.
Step back. Cover your mouth. Don't bring it out.
come any closer.
You got the dagger out.
Please. Please. Please don't turn away from me. I won't. Lord, if you want me to, you can make me clean. Only if you want to, I submit to you. My sister, she was a servant at the wedding. She told me what you can do. I know you can heal me if you are willing.
That's basically what I had. That clip of him of the healing the wound and all that stuff. I always have like a weird view of like the healings. The way I picture the healings is like in the Bible is Batman. You know, like in here like this. Let me tell you what I mean. Yeah, like in the Batman movies and stuff like that. They're always talking to him, and then they look back, they look away from him, and when they look back, it's gone. Oh, one more. That like all that stuff that. Or like there's sometimes when you're like in your house and you see like a glint of something in the peripheral of your vision, you'll look over there and there's nothing there. Or something like that. That's how I always picture like so if he had like a hole in his arm that you would see it and you'd look away and then like all of a sudden it's just back. It's probably not realistic, but that's how I always pictured it. So when I pictured it like that, I was like, that's not how I always visioned it.
Well, everybody has their own interpretations.
It's true. It's true.
They may be wrong.
But it's right after that. That clip's kind of long. So he tells him, don't tell anybody. And then he's like, just go present yourself to the priest. And the reason why he's doing that is he is uniting him back with this society. Yeah.
He's also following the laws of Moses because he came not to throw out the law, but to fulfill it. So the law says, to go, here's what the things you have to do.
Yeah. All right. Now that we've just discussed the law, right after that, so Jesus and the boys go to the house, right? And Jesus, they kind of start ambushing him, and all these people are listening to him talk and all that stuff. Then we get a scene with Nicodemus and Samuel, but they're doing it the way they probably didn't pronounce it back then. Like Shemuel, right? Like that's yeah. And so it's I really want to say Shamu right here. That's just because
he's the thorn in everybody's side.
Yeah, and so this and he's talking. Do you guys remember what they were talking about? I thought this was
Isaiah.
Yeah, they're talking about Isaiah and John the Baptist, JTB, and they are they're talking about.
Is this the hearing or is this the lesson?
This is the lesson one, and about the rigidness of which Samuel is holding the scriptures, and I thought this one was pretty good.
And this is where Nicodemus says, "You're not about the heart of the scriptures, not the raw law."
Yeah.
Appropriated Isaiah's words by taking a spiritual description of God in heaven and applying it to John's physical successor on earth. John said, "After me comes he who is mightier than I, The strap of whose sandals I am not worthy to stoop down and untie. God has no body, he cannot wear sandals. God cannot take human form, to say so is blasphemy.
And where does it say that God cannot take human form?
It is wrong. You saw no face the day Adam I spoke to you at home.
Just because they saw no form doesn't mean God cannot take human form.
Yes. You cannot see my face, for no man shall see me and live. This person would have to walk around with his face covered.
So you would place limits on the Almighty?
None that are not written in law.
And if God did something that you felt contradicted to the Torah, would you tell him to get back in that box that you have carved for him? Or would you question your interpretation of the Torah?
When I was a student, all your sayings, I read every word you wrote. Your teachings were so sturdy, so reasoned and pure.
We are still students, you know? All of us. Our understanding will never be complete.
Frightens me that I can no longer promulgate your rulings.
And here alone ensures we remain asleep in the safety of ancient tradition. Take the Sadducees. They take the first 5 books of the law of Moses as inspired scripture. The rest, they disregard. To them, God stopped speaking when Moses died. Think of all they have missed. The Psalms of David, the stories of Ruth and Boaz, Esther and Mordecai. I don't want to live in some bleak past where God cannot do anything new. Do you?
Is that your concern? God gave us his law. We must uphold it.
We can do both. Let's look to the ancient roads where the good way is and walk in it, as Jeremiah said. Let's keep our eyes open to the startling and the unexpected. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
You and I, we can lead the others in this.
So that clip, really interesting with that clip is, I think they put that in for people with this show. Like, yes, that is how they would have been looking at it, but I feel like I've had that conversation. Like, is that, there's a guy named Pete Enns. I don't recommend everything in his book, but he's got a book, I think the title is correct, and it's called The Sin of Certainty. And it's when you're so convinced about a certain view or something like that, that you then become blind and everything coalesces in and around that. You have no view for the outside. And so I don't know if that's how he would describe that. That's a procession. And I think that's the Chosen has given Nicodemus that to say, but I think Nicodemus is teaching here. Does anyone have any thoughts?
Basically, it also sets up Nicodemus for the crucifixion because Nicodemus is the one of the to help take Jesus off the cross.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Basically sets him up saying, wait a minute now, he's starting off early having questions about his beliefs at that time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we get back to the house. Did anyone else have any other feelings about that? So we get back to the house, and Jesus is teaching. What do you guys think about? They hit a ton of Jesus' teachings while he's in that house, which was a smart way of doing it. What do you think about how they're presenting his teaching? What do you think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you remember it?
I kind of envisioned that would probably be the way the scriptures read. The way they pictured it, I kind of had the vision that would be like that, where the crowd would be coalescing around the house, blocking the street, while he's exposing about all the what the kingdom of God would be like, and what you should be in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really think he's like he's being presented as kind of a fun guy. Like he's fun to listen to. And I think that's a good vision to give him of Jesus.
Yeah, but I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
I agree with 100% what you said. But you look at who the audience is, and by and large, the people he's speaking to are not normal people. Meaning they didn't.
Well, they're also in the red district.
They're in the red zone or the red district.
Yeah.
And they're only semi-literate
Yeah.
at best. And so they don't get to hear this. It's not the kind of teaching they get. So I think.
Well, the Pharisees don't know that.
Exactly.
But then why would the Pharisees be there if they don't go there?
He was there.
They got reports.
They made a reference to the fact that we're in the red district.
It's all Mary.
Yeah. They're trying to come
But I
in.
think that also brought people together to hear him was, they don't get to hear this. Oh my goodness, this is what it is.
Yeah.
This is for many of them, I would imagine, the first time the scriptures were explained in English, even though he's not necessarily quoting Torah.
And it's in their own district where they didn't have to go somewhere, it came to them.
Yeah. And it's also being presented as good news.
And they mention or hint to, like, they've had people in the district before, like radicals that were preaching that they've heard before, but the way he was presenting it was different.
Yeah, that's in that conversation with Jesus on the roof, right at the beginning of it. Like he's like, yeah, we've had these people, but the paralytic doesn't walk after.
They had a fiery tongue and they spoke well, but they didn't believe in anything or the stuff they were talking about.
I don't walk past a paralytic. A paralytic doesn't walk past me. It was a great way that he put it. A paralytic doesn't walk past me afterwards, or something like that. Like that's like, and which is a beautiful descriptor of it, because John has Nicodemus in it. All these other stories, are from Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and so this lowering from the rooftop, that's only in the Gospel of Mark. Maybe I think Luke may pick up some of it. Matthew has another story where a paralytic is being healed, but there's nothing about.
They're doing a pretty good job intertwining all of the Gospels.
Yeah. And so, they're telling that one grand narrative. They're telling a story about Jesus. They're crafting something.
One interesting thing about it, when they lowered the paralytic down, I believe the gospel doesn't mention or specifically mention that they were men. And it was interesting that they had that woman being the leader of it.
Yeah.
She had seen him in the story.
Right.
It shows that she had seen him healed.
Oh, yeah, she went right away. She went right away to her friend and told her, hey, I know somebody.
Yeah.
Tamar. The only place Tamar appears is in the Old Testament.
So again, with this show, though, showing us a crowd of a mighty 30 people, like that. That's fine. That's fine. But so here's the actual story. So they're in Capernaum, and the people heard that he had come home. They gathered in such large numbers that there was no room left, not even outside the door. He preached the word to them. Somebody came bringing a paralyzed man, carried 4 of them. And since they could not get him to Jesus because of the crowd, they made an opening in the roof above Jesus by digging through it and then lowered the mouth of the man who was lying. This was part that I really enjoyed about the episode. There was already a hole in that roof, and they made that hole just a little bit bigger, and Zebedee was like, my roof! Like that's like the hole is crazy down.
Throw some wood.
Yeah, they
Damages.
The case opening and the shutter on top is larger than the case opening, and what was that wood doing in the middle of it?
Yeah, like it was just it was convenient. It was convenient, but it made I really enjoyed that. My roof. All right, like that's.
I just gotta stay.
What's
Yeah.
Go back to the leper being cured and how you envision those.
Yeah.
That Yeah, I always envisioned them ripping miles off the roof,
Yeah.
cutting through the joists and dropping.
I thought of hay, or like,
Yeah, I've always been like mud and hay.
straw.
Yeah, like mud, hay, straw,
But
you
one
know.
or the other. it was
yeah,
really
like getting into it.
You see him earlier.
Yeah. Well, and I always pictured so many people in the house too, that Jesus is maybe standing on a chair or something like that, kind of over there, and then all of a sudden, like, it's like, like stuff is like falling onto them, and they're making this hole in the roof, and so because some of my favorite things are in this, like so since they could not get him to Jesus because the crowd made an opening in the roof above Jesus by digging through it. There's not a lot of digging.
I like when
That's fun.
I like when Tamar met with Mary outside.
Yeah.
They had a conversation. Mary said, "No, we can't get you in."
Yeah, and I like that part too. Like that's the story they're creating. They're doing a really good job of honoring the women in the show. Notice all the side characters are recognizing who Jesus is right away. Like Eden, Salome, Zebedee's wife. Like she looks at him and she's like this
Without
guy
question.
Gushers, go get him, Gushers.
Without question.
Yeah,
Without question.
yeah, and the Gospels do that too. We leave those stories out because they're usually not connected to huge, whatever it's called, miracles and all those things. Yeah, but it's normally the women that are actually getting it right, which is very interesting when we look at that. So they're digging through the roof. They lower the man on the mat that he was lying on. Jesus saw their faith. He said to the paralyzed man, "Son, your sins are forgiven." And some of the teachers of the law were sitting there thinking to themselves, why does this fellow talk like that? So he's blaspheming. Who can forgive sins but God alone? So immediately Jesus looked at him. So they present this well, like, so they're thinking about it. Who can forgive sins? And Jesus like, what can I do then? Just thinking in their hearts, like, why are you thinking these things? Which is easier to say to this paralyzed man, your sins are forgiven. Just get up, take up your mat and walk. So, in my favorite way of looking at this story is, that the guy was, the show had him advocating for himself.
You've always said it as like
that's he's like I can't, like, and like his friends, like, like that's, which I know I'm doing license there, but to me that always hit harder when Jesus said your sins are forgiven. Like that's because he's like, it's, you just dug a hole in my roof. Like it's okay. Like that's it's all right. Your sins are forgiven. And then the Pharisees are like, girl touching, like
Blasphemy.
like,
He can't. He's calling himself God by forgiving sins.
Yeah. So
The scene after that's also interesting. Quintus goes over the fact that Herod was delayed.
Mm-hmm. So I do want to say this though. So you have the way this ends. He got up, took his mat, and walked out in full view of them all, which they do a great job at. Oh my goodness! Like that.
Yeah.
Nicodemus sees him walking fast. This amazed everyone, and they praise God, saying, "We've never seen anything like this." Like that's. And in the next episode, that's Nicodemus is basically like, "I've never seen it. I can't rectify this. I don't know what to do with this." Now, here's what I want you to see, though. Do you know what story is right after this? This is really brilliant of storytellers here. Like the next story right after this, we keep on reading, is like that. He's at a large length, ground room, and he walked along and he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus. He saw Matthew. It's a calling of Matthew.
Right.
And so I think it's really astute that they have Matthew there. at that thing, because there's all this calling of him coming forward. Now, it doesn't happen right connected with this event, but when I was preparing for this, I was like, oh, that's the calling of Matthew, right after this event.
I like what they called Matthew, Simon's reaction.
Yeah. No, it's a good one. One of my clips that I had was Simon dogging Matthew, but we're quickly running out of time.
When you asked about all the lessons that Jesus was doing at the house, I think one thing in a way that was missed in that is that they threw so much so quick.
Oh yeah, it's like half of stuff.
That like to people watching the show who don't know the stories or are just watching it at that face value, like they miss some of that power of Jesus' speeches or like his words to reach them just through the show. Yeah, so it was just so.
It was rapid
fire, and then they pulled Simon to the side, and he had a talk while Jesus was still preaching.
Yeah,
so you could hear Jesus in the back, but like so it wasn't all focused on like the mess. So like in a way, like they missed part of the power of those lessons.
Yeah,
kind of downplaying.
Yeah. Like that's so you think that was bad that they kind of presented it like not bad. Bad's a strong word, but
it was a miss.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also hard to try to squeeze everything in because at the same token, Simon's still leery about Romans coming in and causing problems.
Yeah.
It would take us 20 years to get through all the.
Oh yeah.
If they did it word for word like it is,
brother. He only did this for 3 years, so.
You know what I mean.
The other funny part of it is Simon Matthew cleaning the ladder. He's climbing up, and then Simon comes behind him.
He pushes him up. And that's which is I think he's pushing him up so he has farther to fall.
He's got an ulterior motive, you say?
Play the long game. Play the long game.
Probably just wanted him stuck up there, thinking he wouldn't want to get down.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. The ladder's right there. He goes, "How did you get up there?" "A ladder."
Yeah. It's
all those brains, and he couldn't see the ladder.
Yeah. That's well, and they had to get through the crowd of the amount of people that we do communion for, like that's but that's I get it. It's expensive to do. Let's see. I don't think we need to watch the actual. Do you want to watch the clip of the healing? It's kind of long. It's like 2.5 minutes long. Yeah. So the next episode. I wanted to point out. Okay, so he's healing the man. So when Mary's talking to Matthew, and she goes, she basically says, "I was once there." So that was a nice moment. And then it basically said, "Matthew, get your tablet out," and he starts writing it down, which is a nice. All right, so the beginning of episode 7 begins with Moses building the bronze snake.
What I pictured Moses to look like in my head.
Yeah, Moses. I didn't realize that Moses had been over the road truck driver. For the last 40 years, like that.
Think about how old was he about that time now?
Well, the way Deuteronomy describes Moses right before he died, right before God took him, is that he was still very virile, and that's that he was still able to get the job done. Like that's how it was described, and so that's And so,
But then he said that, but the same token, he wasn't able to hold his arms up during the battle.
Yeah, but who can do that though? Who can do that? I mean, that's a lot of work. That's like there's a lot of people in these in the big churches around us that are probably pretty good at it. Hour-long worship, arms up the whole time. The do what? Keep moving. So we have that. I really thought the bronze snake was presented really pretty good. I have a feeling there was a lot of people that looked at that going, oh, like, yeah, that's what that probably looked like. So then you have Nicodemus arguing with his wife about their new grandson, and Praetor Quintus visits Nicodemus. And this is like a minute long, but I thought this was good.
This is why you've come.
I need to know if we have a problem, Nicodemus.
I have complied with every request Rome has made to my office, even when it infringed on custom.
Let me rephrase. You and I want the same thing. We want rules followed. We want order. Soldiers, money, votes, that's my world. Demons, prayers, oddballs, that's yours. I need to know if our worlds are on a collision course. The so-called miracle worker.
Jesus of Nazareth.
Don't even know what Nazareth is.
Anecdotes and rumors.
A stampede in the Eastern Ghetto that delayed Herod's envoy. That really made me look bad. I hate that.
The unrest began when your soldiers waded into the crowd brandishing
It
weapons.
isn't an isolated event. I've heard reports. My source has an unwavering knack for accuracy and hope for the truth. So again, I ask you. Is there a problem?
No.
Yes, you sure. I need to get better information from this Shmuel. Very leading up.
The only way to learn this preacher's intentions is to speak with him directly.
Speak to him.
There it is.
He tells him to let him know when he doesn't.
Like he does. Does he not? I don't know.
They don't ever show Quintus near when they have that rooftop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what he's saying is when you find out
yeah, tell me
when and where, let me know.
That's true. He doesn't want to know. Yeah. Like that's good. Like the reason why I like that is that clip is it shows the dynamic between the Jews and the Romans in that Jesus time.
It also shows the dynamic between his wife and him. So you ever notice her reactions to all the questions?
Oh yeah, no, she's not for the Jesus guy as much. Yeah. And so, but that dynamic they're showing is very real, and it's a very big tension between the two because Rome is basically an occupying force, and that's a big deal.
It's been like that since the first episode.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job of showing that tension, and then for the show, it puts that same tension between the relationship between Nicodemus and this other Pharisee. All right, then when Jesus and the boys are out in the traveling, and he's like asking to make firewood, it's you have Jesus providing provisions for people who aren't yet there. Which I thought that was it's just an interesting way that they're showing who Jesus is. That it's not about just these people here. And then Matthew visiting his mom. It's kind of an odd little thing. I think it took me about 4 times watching it before I started to like it. And the reason why I started to like it is sometimes the family dynamics, just when communication falls apart and you begin to be fractured, and you also look at what Matthew is saying that he's doing. He's doing everything he knows is right. You know, he's got a good job. He's making lots of money, but he's collecting taxes and
From his own people.
From his own people, and so he's missing that dynamic. You know, he's like, but I have this.
He doesn't see this. He doesn't see from the occupation side what that taxes mean to the Jews. He just sees it as being like a clerk at Walmart collecting money as you go out the door purchasing stuff.
Someone else will do it if I.
And they kind of, I think they allude to that place that has this nice house, is like given to him by the Romans.
Yeah. Well, you can tell.
And he gives the key back.
Yeah, and he gives the key back, and that he does 3 times.
Yeah, he's rich. He's rich.
Yeah. He's got nice clothes.
He's got perfume.
Yeah.
That's so many different sandals.
Yeah.
The important thing here is building character.
Yeah.
Very different from the other disciples or others that are following him.
Yeah.
He's a very different.
And it also builds up a dynamic because all those other characters see him as not good.
Yeah.
But he's the one that gave up, presumably, the physical things the most.
Yeah.
He had everything.
His people.
And everyone hates him too. I almost put in the clip of him coming up to watch the healing of the person, and they were spitting and pushing him, and Simon was watching that, and I'm like, okay, like that's it. It's people hate him. People hate him, and
he knew what he was going to go through going there.
Yeah.
He knew before.
He was willing to take the risk.
Yeah, he was willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
Because what he saw.
Yeah.
And no one's believing him either. Like they're talking about the ships being full of fish, and that there's just nothing there. That like they're and they're like, yeah, it's a lot of fish. And that's how could they be? It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing. And so
I like the scene when the Gaius is sitting there with his sidekick there, looking at the chest.
Yeah.
Full of gold in the middle of nowhere, middle of the street.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the patrol shows up, and he's going, yeah.
A lot of gold. A lot of gold just sitting here. They when they're in Peter's house, and Peter's worried, I don't want our burdens to become his burdens.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Good character development, good story development there. And then when Jesus leaves the house, like you know, be with your mother if you want to. You know, that's as he kisses the door. So then we meet with Nicodemus, and this is most of this episode. You know, this episode's only like 35 minutes long. That Nicodemus conversation is 15. And
It's a good scene.
yeah, it's really good. I have the whole scene broken up into four things. And I think we should watch the first one, and we'll probably be done for today. The first one, and it's basically Nicodemus. You know, they're all coming in the cover of night. We're going to talk about this more next week, but I want to release my baggage on Nicodemus, because my baggage isn't typical baggage with Nicodemus. When you read the story of Nicodemus in John chapter 3, the general feeling is that Nicodemus is coming over to Jesus' side. I don't think that's the case in John 3. I think the way I've always read the story, and I could be wrong, there's a lot of wiggle room, is that it's someone much more like, really? Like that, yeah. It's, no, you gotta keep it in the box. Like that's what makes God happy. Like it's, and that, like the character Shemuel, if he was interviewing Jesus, it'd be much more kind of antagonistic and stuff but like I've had a lot of conversations with Kevin over the years about Nicodemus. And Kevin is very much like, no, Nicodemus was like very interested in Jesus and things like that. So the way they've crafted Nicodemus is it makes sense that he would be like, oh, this is so fascinating, right? Like that's.
You would think that since he was at his level, you would think historically he would have lots of writings that you could then go back in history and read his writings to find out what his character is.
Nicodemus?
Yes.
Yeah, the problem with that is, like, he would, but none of it probably would survive. Like, it's the whole reason why we have the scriptures like we do is that they were copied and passed on.
Right.
And so it's, unless you were writing something that was it was expensive and unless you're writing something that someone wanted to keep on copying, like, I mean, you think about, like, even with our ability to keep stuff long term, if your stuff isn't truly that special, it can just go. Think about all of the music that's on Spotify that has less than 100 listens.
It'll be so hard to find.
Yeah, you can never find it.
But I was just thinking that at his level, the teacher of teachers, you would think that they would those that at his level would have captured some of his writings. So you would get some glimpse into his thought in his writings.
I mean,
in his teachings.
Our oldest things we have of like the scriptures and stuff like that is like it's like we have the Dead Sea Scrolls. Everything else aside from was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, like you're talking 500 years after. Like, because they're doing it on. I mean,
so far.
Keep a piece of paper for a long time. Have you seen an image of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence? Like, we keep that thing pristine. You can't even, like that's. Well, that's yeah.
I was remodeling a house and found a newspaper inside of a wall.
Yeah.
That was from 1938.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Funky.
It was funky?
I mean, it was still readable, but it was very brittle.
And that's not even 100 years.
You know what I mean?
And it's also protected.
Yeah, it's in prestige.
Protection. Like it's protected. You get things out of it. It's a miracle that we have what we have. And it's why we don't have, it's one of the reasons why I constantly talk about, is one of the reasons why the Bible is important. It's because we have it. Like that's because people thought it was good enough to pass down. Like there's not many documents like that we have. Like, you have the Iliad and the Odyssey. There's not much else. There's some stuff like you got Epic of Gilgamesh. You get that stuff that's older, and there's not a lot.
And the other thing that you have to remember with Nicodemus is depending on what the tenor was of the church or the church, they may have purchased. If they felt that he got too close to Jesus, that he may be corrupted, even if we catch him. And he wouldn't have written it himself.
And writings weren't as important. I understand this too. Stories. Yeah. Vellum, not vellum, papyrus, writing it down, that was a temporary means of communication. Like that back then. It just didn't last we write, and it's like that's the longevity thing. When they told a story, that's the thing that lasted. And so like that's, you got to put yourself into a different mindset than just how we understand. Like we're going to find writing is going to go to the wayside again. We're in the change right now.
Yeah, physical writing's done for.
Yeah, physical writing. Well, it's like
you just speaking and it being recorded on.
Yeah,
you say that the Barnes and Nobles make a strange comeback. They're actually increasing their book sales. Which
is good for them. But this is technology, and at some point something better will come along, and it'll upend everything. And so that's just the way it goes. So I've gone over the time. We'll finish talking about Nicodemus next week. Yeah, we'll watch this clip. It's only a minute long. So it's Nicodemus talking about the healing.
The Eastern slums. Many wandering preachers have succeeded in gathering crowds. But their rhetoric already done.
I heard a few of them over the years myself.
You know the type. But I have never heard him tell a paralytic to get up and walk, much less it actually happened.
So what is your conclusion?
Frankie, you are not acting alone. No one can do these times you do without having God in him. Only someone who has come from God.
And how is that meeting going over at the synagogue? Which is why we are here.
I like the wind in the background. You notice that?
The wind in the.
Comes up in a while.
Yeah. Like it's good. It's good. And so we'll let that one be the last one. We'll finish. We'll hit back up there, and then we'll do episode 8.
He answers questions with the questions to make them try and conclude.
Yeah.
Make him say,
Oh yeah.
You're thinking. Like, what are you thinking?
Answer your own question.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. Read John 3 this week. Read John 3 because all of this is from John 3, and so read John 3. That'll help you out. It was I had it ready to go, but alas, we were losing all at a time. So, all right.
So you become a chosen convert?
Oh, I mean, it's good. I don't know how much I convert, but like it's pretty good. It's pretty good.